Hi friends, welcome to this video for Ielts General Writing Test Tips. Herein we will be discussing the basics of writing test and how to score in writing test. What are the types of questions that you get in the writing test? Basically, you get two questions to be answered. Question 1 would be a letter or an application that is to be written in 150 words. Wherein the other question would be an essay that is to be written in 250 words. When the question asks you to write 150 words, you should ideally go a little above it, maybe 165, 180. Do not over exceed it and do not be under it. Same for essay. You can go to 265 or 290 words. Do not go over extremely high, and of course, do not go under. Now, how are the weightage of score for these two questions? For the letter or the application, you get 1/3 of the score, wherein for essay, you get 2/3 of the score. And if we look at it, what are the times that have been allocated for you to answer these questions? Letter, you should ideally be writing in 20 minutes, wherein essay, you should ideally be writing in 40 minutes. There is no restriction as to you cannot write the letter in 22 minutes or 18 minutes. If you're writing the letter in less than 20 minutes, you're saving time towards your essay. Or if you're writing the letter in 25 minutes, you're reducing the time to write the essay. And that could eventually mean if you save time, you might get additional minutes at the end to review your answers as well. The next thing that we will look at is some sample questions for letter and application. Let's see this question. You have just spent a week with a friend on a holiday. When you got home, you realized you had left your IDs there. Write a letter to your friend. In your letter, thank your friend for the holiday. Explain that you left your IDs in their house. Give them instructions on how to send it back to you. Few things to be noted. Number 1, it's a letter to a friend. That means it can be an informal letter or should be an informal letter. Number 2, there are 3 sub-tasks that have been assigned here. While you're answering the question, please ensure that you're addressing each of these tasks. That will be considered task completion for the question. Now let's look at another example of question. That is, you're applying for a job and need a letter of reference from your former supervisor. Write a letter to your former supervisor. In your letter, give details of the job, explain why it is important to you, suggest what information your supervisor could put in reference. Now, this is absolutely for official purpose, a letter written to supervisor. This will be a formal letter in a very formal tone. And again, we see sub-questions being given there, and these tasks have to be addressed as well. Next, we look at sample question for essay type questions. In the past, when students did a university degree, they tended to stay in their own country. Nowadays, they prefer to study abroad. What are the advantages and disadvantages of this development? Many of you would be willing to go overseas to obtain a university degree from maybe a university of repute. Maybe your intention is to get the highest quality education, or to reach the best university wherein you can have access to latest research or latest technology can be used in your studies. Maybe your intentions is to create a wide network across different countries by studying in this international university. You can write those as advantages. And same way, you can put in disadvantages as well. Like maybe some students go there as students and never come back to their home country. That's kind of a brain drain situation. Some students may feel culturally alienated in a new society, or some may not adjust to the teaching methodologies that are being used in a new university. Then we look at another question, which is each year crime rate increases. What are the causes of crime and what could be done to prevent this rise in criminal activity? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. This is an absolute social question. If you look at both the questions, most of you would be able to come up with some answer to it. It's just that how accurate and how better you write is what makes the difference between a better band and an average band. Now we will move to the next page, which is how to write answer to question number 1. Ideally, you should draft a plan about the opening line and central point of each paragraph and write your letter in 3 sections. Section 1 opening, Section 2 main paragraph, and Section 3b closing, wherein you will be taking your approach, demand or request. If you write in this format, the examiner gets a sense of direction in your writing. Similarly, for question number 2, how do we approach and what kind of answer we should be presenting? Again, draft a plan and write your essay in 4 paragraphs or possibly 5 if you feel so. Paragraph 1 would be introduction, that is introduction to the question or the topic. Paragraph 1, which is the main body paragraph, or paragraph 2 you can call it. Benefits or advantages, highlight the main issues here. You can put some examples. Paragraph 2, disadvantages or demerits. Solutions in certain cases, like if there's a question about pollution, it is already established, there can't be any merit in it. So what we do is paragraph 2 of the essay, we talk about the situation being faced by mankind or society due to pollution. And paragraph 3, we will go ahead and suggest a solution here. The last paragraph would be conclusion, that is your opinion based on the arguments shared above. This, in my opinion, this is how I feel. Nobody will question you on your opinion. It's just that it should be in sync with what you're writing on the previous 2 paragraphs. That's the end of this video, and we'll connect again for the next video. Thank you.